The microcosmic orbit, the first meditative formula of Taoist internal alchemy, is composed of the two main meridians in Chinese medicine. From the perineum, where both meridians originate, the fire channel runs up the spine over the head to the soft palate, the water channel up the front of the body to the tongue. Holding the tongue to the roof of the mouth creates a continuous orbit that allows energy to reach all parts of the body and brain. A simple way to open the orbit is to place the fingertips on the crown and the perineum and perform bellows breath, letting the belly expand and contract rapidly. Go at your own pace, keeping the tongue held to the roof of the mouth. When heat and energy can be felt in the lower cauldron, the center of gravity behind the navel, take a deep belly breath and hold, with a gentle rectal contraction to help contain more qi inside the body. Upon exhaling, relax the entire body and simply allow the concentration of qi in the cauldron to overflow into the orbit. Inhale and feel the qi rise from the perineum up the spine to the crown. Exhale and allow the qi to sink down the front of the body and return to the perineum. Inhale from perineum to crown. Exhale from crown to perineum. Another way to guide energy through the orbit is by using the hands. The hand chakras are centered where a curled mid-finger touches the palm. Acupressing this point with the thumb helps activate the healing power of the hands, which are the energetic extensions of the heart. With awareness of energy in the palms, like two magnets opposing each other, breathe diaphragmatically, allowing the hands and the belly to expand like a balloon on the inhale and contract on the exhale. The lower cauldron is generally centered at the navel for ladies and 2 to 4 fingers breath below the navel for men. Simply where you feel the strongest center of gravity in the belly, draw in energy to that point with each breath like a hot coal glowing when stoked with air. After 9 breaths, or whenever heat and energy can be felt in the cauldron, allow that energy to begin spiraling like a galaxy with the help of a circular motion with the hands. Everything in the universe, from the largest galactic cluster to the smallest subatomic particle, moves in a spiral. Spiraling qi consciously, using the energetic language of qigong, communicates to the life force that you can handle greater and greater amounts of energy. Once the spiraling energy in the cauldron can be felt like a spinning pearl, allow the hands to make bigger and bigger spirals and let the energy in the cauldron gradually overflow into the entire orbit. Keep the body and belly breath relaxed and effortless. Greater the ability to relax and let go equals a greater embodiment of qi. As the belly expands on the inhale, allow the hands to rise, guiding the qi up the spine. As the belly flattens on the exhale, allow the hands to drop and guide the qi down the front of the body. Once your hands and energetic awareness encompass the entire microcosmic orbit, allow the qi to continue circulating throughout the whole orbit and begin to make smaller and smaller spirals with the hands. This helps return concentrated awareness to the still point at the center of the cauldron so that the orbit can spiral faster and faster. When the hands approach near stillness, gradually initiate counter-force spiraling with the palms to increase the pressure and velocity of the orbit around the perfect still point at the center of the cauldron. In learning to feel energy in the microcosmic orbit, it may be helpful to focus on the lower orbit only, which is simply a miniature version connecting the perineum and the pearl in the center of the cauldron. Counter-force spiraling in front of the cauldron is especially useful in opening the lower orbit. Keep the body and belly breath relaxed and feel the counter-force spiraling motion of the hands. Help spiral energy through the lower orbit only. From the bright nucleus of the spinning pearl in the lower cauldron, the energy sinks down the front of the body to the perineum. And from the perineum, the energy rises up the spine back to the nucleus of the spiraling pearl in the center of the cauldron. Once again, allow the hands to come to a still point and compress the energy they have gathered into a concentrated pearl in the lower cauldron. After building up some velocity in the orbit with Qigong, come sitting in a comfortable position with hands clasped right over left, tongue still held to the roof of the mouth, maintaining effortless diaphragmatic breathing, letting the belly expand like a balloon upon inhalation and flatten on the exhalation. You can continue to use breath to guide energy through the lower orbit, inhaling from the perineum up the spine to the center of the cauldron, exhaling from the cauldron down to the perineum, and inhaling up to the cauldron again. You can also become effortless with the breath and allow energy in the lower orbit to move by itself. Once the lower orbit becomes distinct, allow that energy to overflow and circulate through the entire microcosmic orbit. Once again, breath may be utilized to help guide the energy, inhaling from the perineum up the spine to the crown, and exhaling from the crown down the front of the body back to the perineum again. Recall that the back meridian is yang and the front meridian is yin. As the energetic quality of the back channel is fire, one can feel heat rising up the spine on the inhale, with the energetic quality of the front channel being water. Qi returning to the perineum on the exhale is like water falling. After a few rounds of circulating the orbit with the breath, fire or lightning rising up the spine on the inhale, water falling down the front of the body on the exhale, relax the breath and let the orbit move at hyperspeed if it wants to, faster than breath, faster than sound, to the faster than light speed of thought. Keeping the eyes, mind, and awareness connected to the nucleus of the pearl at the center of the cauldron allows the orbit to spiral faster and faster by itself around that still point. In the ancient world, microcosmic orbit was called small heavenly wheel. Just like the eye of a storm, every wheel revolves around stillness at the center. If you notice you are riding the storm of thoughts and things outside of yourself, drop the eyes, mind, and awareness to the bright nucleus of the pearl at the center of the cauldron and allow the orbit to spiral by itself around that perfectly still point. When it is time to conclude practice, return eye-mind awareness once again to the center of the cauldron and crystallize the energy you have gathered into the pearl. This can be done by spiraling the energy around the nucleus of the pearl, like wrapping a ball of yarn. Or you can simply instruct the energy throughout the entire body and brain to condense into the bright nucleus at the center of the pearl. Then bring the hands into prayer pose and simply inner smile from the concentrated center of the pearl out in every direction, transmitting the high vibration of energy we have cultivated out to multiply with the infinite power of the universe, so that the highest embodiment of wellness and good fortune may come to us, all those affected by our actions, and ultimately all sentient beings. Then perform self-chi massage. Allow the face to absorb the energy for a moment. Press on the third eye and sinuses. Massage the ears, as they have a direct reflexology connection to all parts of the body. Take a final moment to root the breath and awareness to the pearl in the lower cauldron, so that in the midst of any storm that life presents us with, we will always be able to hold our center and the stillness, tranquility, and power contained within it.